Yo, what is up, you guys? This is Adam Verhasselt, and I am checking in on my very last day here in Santa Barbara. I just had an amazing conversation with the coolest friend and mentor named Wes. I met Wes when I was just a freshman in college, and I had just gotten to Santa Barbara, and I wanted to start a clothing company, had taken a business class on how to start a business, and I wanted to release my fashion line, and I wanted to do a super sick hype video for this fashion line. And at my school, there were just a ton of really cool cars that were driving by and parking all the time, so many, partially because there's just so many exchange students that had a lot of money that would come from out of the US, often from China, and they would come, drive up to school with just the craziest freaking cars. And I'd always see this BMW i8 driving on my street, and I hadn't seen a BMW i8 before. This car looked like a Batman car, like Batmobile. It was just fucking sexy, badass, super modern, blue and black, all black with little blue accents, and it was just mwah. So I would see this thing driving, and then I would be riding. I started riding. I think it was riding my electric skateboard or my bike or somewhere. I don't remember. I was in Buena Vista apartment buildings, the ones that are right next to mine here at Cliff House. And for some reason, there his car was. There was that BMW i8. And I had a little piece of paper with me. I had a pen somehow. And I wrote a note about how I would love to use his car in this shoot. And that I know that's a lot to ask, that he doesn't know me. Of course, I would like him to be there and just to drive the car, and we would just have a few shots where it would make all the difference if he had this car in the shot. And he was super nice about it. He agreed to come out, and he came out, and it totally made the shoot. If you haven't seen the video, look up Void Hype BIA, which is a song by Troy Boy, on YouTube, Void Hype BIA, and you'll see this is a sick ass video. It's one of my coolest videos to this date. And I shot it on a freaking drone because I didn't have a better camera at the time. Didn't have a stabilizer other than my drone. So it's almost all shot on my drone, a little bit with my camera handheld. And it really came together. And it's seriously an awesome video. And thanks to Wesley, really. I mean, along with other people, I had so many amazing people that I just motivated to come out and shoot with me. People from my school that I asked to model in it and all this stuff. But his car took the production value up a notch considerably. And I was so involved with the shoot at the time that I spent zero time talking to Wesley about what he does and his business, because I was just, overwhelmed and busy doing my big first production. And for the next 3.5 years, I lived in Santa Barbara creating and entrepreneuring and learning, and he did too. He's probably 6 years older than me, something like that, 7. But he's a fucking on it, dude. This guy's on it. Apparently he made his first 6 figures when he was 19, which I am definitely really impressed with. And he's a personal trainer, training fitness and stuff. And anyways, on the very last day that I'm in Santa Barbara, him and I go out for coffee. And it just worked out because he was coming back from Hawaii. He got back last night. I'm leaving tomorrow to go to Tennessee. So literally we had this one day of overlap, and we made it happen, and we had this amazing conversation where I just learned a lot more about him. Sounds like he surrounds himself with a bunch of successful entrepreneurs, and that's his main friend group. And they went to Burning Man together. One of the people in his friend group at Burning Man started or is the CEO of the mother company that makes yerba mate, the drinks. And also just it just sounds like he's got so many cool people in his life that are all doing cool things. And I love that. That's what I want. And I realize that I'm not currently surrounding myself with that kind of energy. And it's so awesome to be around Wesley and to hear his thoughts on things. The recording stopped. I don't know why. And it's so awesome to be surrounded by, to be talking to Wesley and feel his energy as an entrepreneur, and just feel wow, I can do so much around this energy. So that was cool. Really excited to move to Tennessee and do sales for the summer. I think I'm going to thrive. I think I'm going to grow and learn a shit ton, and also make really good money providing a bunch of value to a bunch of different people, both the company and the customers, who are going to get a ton of value from the product that I'm selling them, which is security systems and solar. And it's more like smart homes. And it just seems like such a good way to go these days, is to have your home really equipped with technology to keep you safe and also just to make your life like simpler and give you less stress, which I think is something we all need in life. So, and of course, solar is like a no-brainer. Like, it is the future of clean energy. We're all going to have solar panels on our house. So I think investing in your future is always a good decision, and doing that starting today makes more sense than tomorrow. And if when tomorrow comes, you'll be glad you already did it today. Especially in 10 years, you'll be really glad. Holy crap. Wes invested in crypto like so long ago, and he's balling off of it right now. And that's so cool. So cool. He said, yeah, his Doge investment sounds insane. He put like 1,500 bucks in a while ago. Yeah, and it sounds like it's grown substantially. So that's fucking cool. Yeah, super pumped. Okay, I think that's all. I'm gonna keep surrounding myself with amazing people, and I'm gonna learn a lot this summer, and then I'm gonna go to LA and meet like a badass group of friends and live with really interesting individuals and just like ball hard and focus on what I love and go super deep in creating my dream reality and sharing that with the world. Yeah. Oh, and I think that's all I have for you today, folks. Thank you so much for watching my video, as always, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. If you have any questions or if you have any thoughts and you want to share them, reach out. There is one more little thing. I introduced him to Remind, and he's into it, just like a lot of other creative, successful people that I introduced that app to. And it seems like that app is worth growing and building to a higher caliber because so many cool people vibe with it. And I would love to be able to like socially share the reminders I add to mine and see which ones he's adding to his with people like Wes, Ben, and Crew and Austin, and just like these people in my life who are fucking going and pumped and thriving and growing. Yeah, and Joseph. I got so many cool people in my life. It's awesome. The only thing is I don't live near them, or like we don't hang out that often. And I think like a weekly connection with all of them would be so valuable, just to pump me up. One more thing before I go that I realized that's really cool that I had realized in this conversation with Wes is like deadlines are so powerful, and like you can set deadlines for yourself that are like good, and you can try to enforce them, but like the only person that's going to actually hold you to them is you, and you might not be super hard on yourself if you don't hold yourself to them, or like the consequences might not be that big. And you can like negotiate with yourself so well that like you can talk yourself in and out of almost anything. So the chance of actually getting something done in a deadline that you set for yourself, depending on who you are, is like reasonably low unless there's like some outside force pushing it, which is a big deal. And personally, if I'm going to a party or a vacation or something like, or moving like right now, I feel this responsibility to like wrap up a ton of shit and get things really organized before I leave for that, so I can enjoy it fully and I can relax when I'm doing it, or at least I can go fully into that new experience like sales. And it's forced me over the past 2 weeks to go super deep into building my business and like automating more of it and building a team around things that I need to accomplish, and making sure that team has like a solid system that's outlined well for them to refer back to and for them to use as they build the products that my company sells, which are moving album covers mostly. And that wouldn't have happened. It's like, it's crazy how much it's happening now that I have to do it. And before I go to a festival, like I feel like responsible to finish all my work. Before I move, I'm finishing all the videos, I'm sending out all these letters and doing all the things that I had to do. So it's just like amazing to have these deadlines. And I'm realizing I should probably have mandatory time off, fun time, like vacations, at least once every 2 months that are like at least a week long, maybe even once a month. So I am like forced to get a shit ton of stuff done before I go on that vacation every month or two. And that time off will be enjoyed and well made up for by the amount of effort that I'll be forced to put out before I leave. Whereas if I don't take time off, I'm just going to putt along at like a reasonable speed without really pushing hard. And that's so funny. As I'm saying this to you, I'm realizing that that Wes and I talked about how like he believes it's really good to have like to do like at least one thing for your business every day and be steady and consistent, which I've heard thousands of times, and I think it's totally true. I mean, you wouldn't hear it so much if it wasn't true. You know, like so many successful people say that, just be consistent. But at the same time, like it's hard to be consistent as humans. Like I think a lot of us are programmed in the way where it's like push, 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 rest, 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 push, push, rest. And you got these ups and downs, and like life is always like that. Like everything's got waves. Maybe I do have this natural thing in me where like I like to push hard and then I like to rest. And if I could find somebody else that was pushing hard and resting at an alternate time as me, so like they kind of pick up and continue as I go or something like that, even if it's just a manager and they're just doing certain parts of the business, that's awesome. Or they're there consistently while I potentially go and take a week off, and that forces me to get things done. It's just interesting. It's interesting how maybe that works better for me, and really whatever works good for me is what I should do. And try to implement things that might work better. But all right, I think I'm going to leave you guys with that. Thank you so much again for tuning in and watching my video. And I love you. I appreciate you. I respect you, and I'm grateful for you. Keep growing, keep thriving, and yeah, check out Wes's company if you haven't already. I'll link it in the description of this video. They make a really cool all-in-one, like not all-in-one, but like a foam roller plus everything else you need for like really good workout recovery. I don't know if I'm describing it perfectly, but that's kind of what it is. And Wes is going to create a bunch of really cool content around the product, like useful content that you can use to use the product really well. And I think that's awesome. So yeah, I'll leave you with that. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.